Hamoileich mehoilu v'yadkush. Achashverosh went after the Alter Rebbe's Siddur. He started with hoidu and then he did kush. Baruch She'amar, he kissed his tzitzis. In the Welt, they start with Baruch She'amar. In Chabad, we start with hoidu. Hazoi is in the Alter Rebbe's Siddur. So in סימן Yudal and Sif Aleph in Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, we're going to speak about the idea of psukei dezimra. It starts with Baruch She'amar and it finishes with the Broch of Yishtabach and a few different inyanim of psukei dezimra. The whole idea of l'zamer eritzim avodas Hashem, connecting the Nefesh HaBahamis to the Eibishter, starts off with Halacha Aleph and סימן Yudal דיני psukei dezimra boiches yifim min hoidu ad la'achar ashira heim psukei dezimra. From hoidu till after the shira, it's called psukei dezimra. Baruch She'amar hi bracha shel avneiim, and the bracha of Baruch She'amar is the bracha before it. And in the Alter Rebbe's Siddur, he brings down, the Alter Rebbe writes, Minig Medina Seilu Abu B'Sidr Sidr. The Alter Rebbe was Mesadr in his Sidr Hoidu, and then after that, Baruch She'amar. Yishtabach hi bracha shel achareim, and the bracha that's after is Yishtabach. Shehisul Baruch She'amar ad la'achar gemar tvila asur lahavzik b'dibar afilu b'lashon hakedesh. V'chein kazav mikol makim she'asur lahavzik asur afilu b'lashon hakedesh. This is what the Alter Rebbe writes in the Siddur. From when somebody starts Baruch She'amar till after Yishtabach, he's not allowed to be mapsik in anything. He's not allowed to say even a davar in lashon hakedesh. He's not allowed to speak. He started davening. Achlin and Hebzik, the Dvar Mitzvah, Yeshchiluk Bat, and then of Hebzik, the Dvar Mitzvah, the Archi look him in this thing. Bein Psukei Dezimra, B'rechaseh, look at B'rechaseh. Between the brachas of Psukei Dezimra and the brachas of Kriya Shema and Kriya Shema itself. Psukei Dezimra afilu b'emtza Baruch She'amar v'chein kasav kein Mishem Yish Mishemer b'emtza Yishtabach Mishemer im Shemer is a bracha mutar le'lanai samen. If somebody's in the middle of Baruch She'amar or Yishtabach, he's allowed to answer Amen. And if somebody's in the middle of Psukei Dezimra and the minion is saying the pasuk of Shema Yisrael, you're allowed to answer Shema Yisrael with the minion. And a kol sheken l'kabel chomer, if you're Kaddish Kedusha Baruch, he's allowed to answer with the minion. Going bein mizmor mizmor oil of all box bein pasuk le pasuk yazigin. And if it's shaykh for him to be mechavin, that if he knows the minion is coming up to Kriya Shema or a Kaddish or something, he should stop bein aprakim or at least bein apsukim to answer. And there shouldn't be this idea that he's answering in the middle of a pasuk or in the middle of a mizmor. He should try to be mechov in that. It should be be'emtza prakim or be'emtza psukim. Baruch hu, Baruch Shemoy, lo yimar teich psukei dezimra, afilu b'makim havsik, came and chain in Iskor, Gemara, v'chein nusach yishtabach, v'yispoer, chudu sheinu, k'shachazim, and agim baruch hu. So he brings down two ideas. One is more known to people, the idea of Baruch hu, Baruch Shemoy, which is a nusach, which only came after the Gemara, so you shouldn't answer Baruch hu, Baruch Shemoy any time in Psukei Dezimra from when somebody starts the Broch of Baruch She'amar. And then this idea of Yishtabach v'yispar, while the Chazan is being menagin Baruch Hu, there are many those that say Yishtabach v'yispar, also that you shouldn't answer in Psukei Dezimra. No Yemar came with Chain Elaminag. Chenim also Tzracha.B'Rechet Shadov Nirali Lo Yemar Bar Berchas Asher Yatza. And the same idea as if somebody went to do his tzarach in the middle of davening, and he comes back and he makes a asher yatzad, he should not do it in the middle of Psukei Dezimra. Came into Yochel Omrei Achrakach, because he could say it after davening or after Shmanesh or whatever it is, he shouldn't say it in the middle of Psukei Dezimra. When it brings it down, you can find in Tsimin Ches, then in Hefsik of Sif Ches, and in דיני Hefsik Kriya Shema, we're going to see it later. We're going to mention it. Halacha beizei tzitzi, the tzitzi is telefon of Yem Baruch She'amar b'amida, holding the two front tzitzis in front of him, and he should say Baruch She'amar, not all tzitzis, just the two front tzitzis. Uve tashlum, when he finishes Baruch She'amar, mahula batishbach zinashik v'anichim, he kisses the tzitzis. The meaning of the Rebbe is to kiss the tzitzis 3 times. All those that want to be mine and see for themselves. And Derech Agav, there's the idea of Yudkei Vavkei in the Shem Yichud Kutsha B'richu Shchin L'Yach, the Shem Yudkei B'Vavkei. You don't say Shem Hashem, you actually say the Shem Yudkei B'Vavkei, which I personally heard from Rabbi Broud, that he said he asked the Rebbe in Yechidus, and the Rebbe told him to say Yud Kei Vav Kei and not to spell out Shem Hashem. V'yemer kol psuki dezimra benachas b'neimo v'loi b'merutze yidakti b'chol teiba seilu kilu hoya moina mois v'yichavim peiris shemilos. And the idea of davening here is a martial example that could relate to each person. It's in an idea of the same way you would count money. Every word should be benachas. You should mention every word, pronounce it the way it's supposed to be, the kavana. Have in mind and know what you're saying. You're speaking to the Eibishter. And very important that by the pasuk of Pesach is the Gemer Shetzarich La'amr B'Kavana G'Deila Yichavim Peiros Hamilos V'Yispal L'Machshav D'Alma Zenois of Alma Zenos Kol Yisrael. The idea of Pesach is that the Eibishter feeds all the Yidden, not only his household but all Klal Yisrael, B'nei Yisrael B'Yachad. The Eibishter is the one that opens up his hand. Pesach Sedecha. He opens up his hand, the Masbiyah, and he feeds. He fills up. He makes us full from the Eibishter's holy hand to all Yidden with mezainas, with food, gashmis, with ruchnis. What Be'ikah we're speaking about over here, Pashat Pshat, the gashmis, the Eibishter gives us all our needs. Vim lo'i kivin boi klal afilu b'diavad tzarech lachzol d'varech b'chavana v'lamre b'chavana. And if he didn't have it in mind, he has to go back. He finished, let's say, Ashrei. He said Pesach HaZedech. You could say it right then and there, or you should go back to Pesach HaZedech and continue in Ashrei. But the pasuk Pesach HaZedech has to be said b'chavana. Ben Elilim and Ben Havaya Shemayim also in Haidu. There's Kikol Lekeo Amim Elilim Hashem Shemayim also. So we're going to see over here. There's different things that you have to be mafsik. You have to have a psik. You have to stop between continuing. So the first thing is that he mentioned the Shulchan Aruch between Elilim and Shemayim also. There has to be, and there's a line, a psik and siddur, because Elilim is Avodah Zarah, and you're going right after that. You're saying Hashem. So there should be a hefsik. There shouldn't be a connection between the Eibishter and the Lidim. There shouldn't be this idea Chas v'Shalom that he's connecting the idea Chayzer L'mayla. He's connecting the Eibishter to what was mentioned before too, Avodah Zarah. The Alter Rebbe adds Bein Ki Kol, between the pasuk, the words Ki and Kol. Also, you have to make a psik. Ki Yesh Psik L'chein V'Chaf the Gusha, and you have to be madgish on the word on the Kaf. Ki Kol Obein Ho'amim Elilim, and also as we mentioned just now, between Ho'amim and Elilim, and also between Shemayim. Also, you also have to be mafsik. In this pasuk itself, there's 3 places you have to be making with a psik. Tzarich Gamke Lahapsik Tzar Shaloi Tivola Mem, and also the Mem Shemayim. Also, any place that has after it an ayin or an aleph, sometimes you might miss out the Mem or the aleph, so you have to stop Shemayim. Also, it's not pshat over here that we're connecting it to the idea of Chayzer L'mayla, which is connected to Avodah Zarah, but Pashat, you don't want to skip or swallow any words, any letters in davening. You have to be careful in making a psik. Lacha Gimel. Yizarj lo yiga b'shas psuki dezimra mikoshikin. Acher kach ad gemar atfilu b'mukemes amachuzin b'gufei b'reishi b'mukemes amachuzin chein b'tzayas ha'chaytem v'eizin b'tzayas ha'eizin also liga ki im alidei mitpachas. It's very important that from when somebody starts psuki dezimra, you shouldn't touch a makam amachusa, because then he's going to have to need to wash his hands in the middle of davening. Any place in his body which is covered, his nose or his ears, he shouldn't be touching in the middle of davening. It's a problem. So if he did touch one of these places, he has to daven. But what if he's in middle of and it's not possible for him to ask for somebody to give him water and for him to leave? So there's 2 H's. One is that if it's actually lazuz lavakish ma'im daily benikin or he just rubs his hand on the wall or on a piece of wood or on a stone or whatever it may be, just rubbing it on something in the middle of Shemayna Esrei. If it's not shaykh for him to do davening, to go out and wash his hands if he touched the makam ha'mechuzah. Halacha Dalit Mizmar L'Sei, the Mizmar L'Sei that we say right after She'amar. You have to say it standing and you have to say it with simcha. There's the whole idea of serving the Eibishter with simcha. We're not going to get into the deal and in Psukei Chuvas why simcha is not one of the sheish mitzvahs tmidius. It's in which is lamayla. It's something which is kesher to all mitzvahs b'shaveh b'tmidius to have this idea of ivdus Hashem b'simcha. So the whole idea of mizmor l'soida, they have to say it ba'amidu b'simcha shu b'makim karban toida, which is in the place of the karban toida. Chein means vayivarach David ad ato hu Hashem olikim yemar ba'amidah. Not only by mizmor l'soida you have to say ba'amidah, but also by vayivarach David after the halalukas vayivarach David. You should also say ba'amidah until vayivarach David ad ato hu Hashem olikim yemar ba'amidah, and also is by shira. In the psukei dezimra, we don't stop. We start from Baruch right after the first halaluka, and then we go all the way till after yishtabach. But there's some minhagim that have this idea. They sit down or stop in the middle. To sit down, v'chein b'shira yemar ba'amidah b'kavana v'simcha v'chein b'birchas yishtabach yamid, and also the whole idea of shira. You should also say with yishtabach b'simcha b'amidah. Halacha hey b'shabbos yomtiv v'einay mizmor l'soida. Shabbos yomtiv we don't say mizmor l'soida. Mipnei shekarban toida ba b'nedava v'ein nevi nedarim v'nedavis b'shabbos yomtiv. Because on Shabbos yomtiv in the base of midas he didn't bring nedarim v'nedavis, and the whole idea of karban toida mizmor l'soida is b'makim nedarim v'nedavis. So if you say it on Shabbos yomtiv, it just never happened in the base of midas. They didn't say mizmor l'soida on Shabbos in the Beis Hamikdash. We have this other idea of mizmor shirli yom Shabbos. Gam ein eimin meisa b'chol hamoed. We also don't say it in chol hamoed on Pesach. Mipnei she'ein karban toida baz. Why? Because it's chametz. Lefi she'im ha'toida tzarich lahav yasar lachmi chametz. There were 10 chalas that they brought with the karban toida. So on chol hamoed Pesach we also do the same. We're not bad of Shabbos and not bad of we're not bad of Pesach, and also not erev Pesach. Why? Because it becomes too. You might come to burn the carbon if you didn't eat it before the zman. Until the zman of being mevar the chametz, you might have to burn it. The same thing is by Erev Yom Kippur for the tightness. You might come to bring kachim to psul atkan.